Hello, and welcome to another edition of Sierra Leone Media Live on YouTube and Facebook. And welcome to the first edition of How They Go Inside the Republic. Well, I want to say Happy New Year to you all. If you're joining us for the first time, I want to say welcome to this program. Today is just about me alone. But guess what? It's going to be a very interactive show today because I believe, say, since Christmas, coming up to Christmas, till right up to the end of Christmas in December, start up in January. All we've done so far on this platform is just about football. Reason being that because the African Nations Cup just starts second week in December, and then it end the second week in January. So basically, all that 4 weeks there, we don't spend with the African Cup of Nations, and we'll see exactly what will be the outcome of the tournament. And this time around, they go back home to Senegal for the second time with a gap in between where Ivory Coast been taken. But I believe the Nations Cup left so much lessons them for learn. And as a nation, we get foresee exactly what's in the issues they already get in terms of the way how African football they evolve. We don't see say the tournament starts off very well, perfect fitting, perfect timing, perfect setup. Everything was good. Morocco welcome all the fans that will come out all over Africa and Europe to go watch this particular tournament here soon. And obviously, the way how the hospitality been there so far, it was good. Everybody was quite happy, even though there were few concerns, but those concerns were not something that you can raise alarm bells for. But at the same time, we now get for look at what's in the thing that will happen, where we go learn from. Because we did Kenya next, 2027, we'll be in Kenya. Unfortunately, like I said earlier on, we were not in Morocco for several reasons. We have been on highlights before over the past couple of weeks where the tournament starts and during the tournament and also during the final. But what thing we decide for see now which kind of lesson that we'll get for learn from the past one, from this one we happen Morocco, we will go now into Kenya and Tanzania, I think, because of co-host and the co-host, but Kenya will be the main center. And then waiting at the things that we happen will not go repeat again in Kenya. But again, football is football. People then get enthusiastic sometimes. They get carried away with the fact, say, everybody wants to win. And I understand Usai, everybody wants to win. And if we don't reach to this stage where everybody wants to win, then we go for me look at things slightly different. As we now see, the Sierra Leone media platform don't change slightly. This is now the new branding for 2026. And I believe, say, more things than get for the camp. We go for change the platform compared to what we don't they do for the past couple of years. But the other specific thing I want to make clear now the fact say we might be focusing on YouTube from now on, but not yet confirmed. I still in negotiations with my team because it was in my team. We have stubborn Ghana people and man they ask for deal with. We decided to say we could do one thing. Say no on the Facebook. Yes, I do understand the elements and advantage of Facebook. It's very important that we maintain we followers in really Facebook. But at the same time, we also get to look at the kind new rules and regulation now with the Facebook. We're kind of a little bit challenging for us because at the end of the day, the program they wouldn't do all the past couple of years are always there on Facebook for people to go back and say, okay, I want to go back and watch this back, go back for history, go back for cross-check certain things they will be not doing in the past. But unfortunately, the new rules of Facebook emerged about a few months ago. And the rule states that every live program will only last for about 2 weeks on the platform. Otherwise, it will be deleted if you don't save it. So what some people they do now, then they pre-record their show and post them so that they don't go get some deleted. Pardon me. But for us, we've been doing live shows all the time. So it's going to be a big struggle for us to be able to maintain the platform as it is, because at the end of the day, we want for liquid program they remain on Facebook so that people that will go and use them back as reference point or do whatever they want to do, download them, copy them, listen to them again, and get some lessons learned from some of the shows they don't do over the past couple of years. But fortunately, all our programs are on YouTube. They remain to be on YouTube. But if you also follow me on website, Simultaneously, all the programs they would do on Facebook, they go straight into the website. So basically, you don't have to worry if you have access to our website. It's just there, www.sierrajmedia.org. We're at the platform down the way. You get few more other things the way they happen. We get the we release pictures of the event they will can cover. It in our gallery page. So basically, if you not say you don't go per one of the events they wish on don't do in the past and you want to go and frame your picture, just go there. You will definitely see pictures that you can download that because we give download access. So with the Sky for improve in so many things that we've done to do over the past couple of years and make them a little bit easy for we viewers and for able for interact with we able to get access to some of the things they already do. So that might be a slight change coming for the next couple of weeks, maybe. And we will advise if you are not following us on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the same Sierra J Media page. If you go on YouTube, you just type Sierra J Media, it will come up. And please subscribe because we might just be putting the link on Facebook, but not necessarily mean say we're going to broadcast direct from Facebook. But that's just it might happen within the next week or two. We will definitely make an announcement for like everybody understand that nature. We will put on our Facebook page and encourage all we subscribers already on Facebook for also subscribe to be on YouTube because we don't like the fact that our programs are deleted. It's by default that the new rules and regulation where Facebook don't say and we get for adhere to them. YouTube, not to do that at all. YouTube, as long as you don't put a program there, whether it be live or posted, it will be there forever except if you not get access to the YouTube page again. But still, the page goes still there. It will not be deleted at all for no good reason, except if you commit crime or you do something that go against the laws of YouTube, then yes, they might delete your account. But so far, so good. We've been able to maintain all the programs the way we would on YouTube. We get well over 600 and something programs on YouTube, and that is not an easy thing to do. But if you go back to our Facebook page, you realize it's not the same. Most of the content they read on our YouTube page is no longer on the Facebook page. So that is just an announcement for you guys to be aware of. And we will see exactly what we might do for change that particular platform and switch over to YouTube and make our permanent home. But we will come back with that announcement and make una understand and realize say, that is what we're going to do going forward. So thank you very much once more if you're watching. Today is going to be a very interesting evening. So Juma, they come, but they're on a quick break. He left for Can January anytime. I'm not sure about today, but he left for Can January anytime this week or next week or the week coming because instead of they are few running around at the moment, so he's not available. But I'm not going for make we just sit on more nothing really happen when they talk about things that really go on. And there's a lot of development that happened over the past couple of months we don't talk about. Not that we are scared or we know how to talk about them. It's just about time and the availability of things they will do that they permit we for make people for calm and do regular shows. But the platform is slightly changing and we'll be bringing new other kind of programs then back again as well. If you watch the Facebook page this evening, you will realize say there is a new flyer that is out titled The Buzz. Right, The Buzz, interesting program. And the host for that program, now Buba JT. Of course, many people know Buba around. He's been doing hosting for various different platforms. But he's now on the Sierra J Media platform. And again, they run The Buzz. The Buzz is an entertainment program where they talk about many things related to entertainment, especially within and outside of the Sierra Leone community. So watch out for The Buzz. It's definitely going to be launched anytime soon. Primarily, it will be launched next week with a very interesting topic of discussion. We will be the first program we'll be launching with on Facebook and on YouTube. But like I said earlier on, YouTube might be the first platform where we'll post them, and then maybe it will come on Facebook afterwards. But YouTube is going to be where the show will possibly be run live. And it's a live show. And other ones might not be live directly, but most of the program they will be very interesting and non-interesting ones. Do we have programs that are not interesting? No, I don't think so. So majority of those programs will be streamed live and some will be pre-recorded. So watch out for The Buzz. It's going to be running out soon. And the host for that is Buba JT. So we dey carry now to business proper, and as you know, all see, we post on we flyer a few days ago or yesterday, say Salon Christmas Wahala. Well, come December, beaucoup people in the plan for go salon from Europe, from Africa, from America, from Australia. I would say even from Asia. And the reason why many people are planning those trips is because they want to go back home and celebrate Christmas with their loved ones. They want to go back home and share memories with their loved ones. They want to go back home and visit places that they may have not seen for like years. Some of them, although some they go for it every year. But also, there is a huge amount of Gen Zs them we want to go and explore Sierra Leone because it's about time now for like every African be proud of where their parents are from. And we are not saying that they shouldn't go. We are not saying that they should go, but it's a very interesting thing to realize that most of them are planning trips to Sierra Leone and they're funding those trips for themselves. Not like before your mama will force you, say, Carlo could go holiday. You need to go salon with me. I want to go see country. No, it's different now. Now they're taking upon themselves and travel to Sierra Leone, buy their own tickets, create their own or find their own friends, make their own friends online. So when they get there, you'll be able to interact. These are people or these are kids or young people that were not even born in Sierra Leone. Some of them need to go there and parent themselves no more. So they are all excited to go back home. And I feel say it's very good for encourage them for go back home, make them go explore their motherland. But there has been huge amount of question in terms of putting their expectations the entire like. Some of the expectations that we then get, that one way you will be amazed of how you be able for no say them young people there so they go salon for go explore. Some they don't do 1 month of shopping, some don't do 2 months of shopping, some don't do 3 months of shopping, some don't prepare themselves very well, don't contact family, friends, and people that they know, don't buy gifts for them, don't get themselves ready. Some don't pack $2, $3, $4 with the hope that I'm going back home to have some quality time with my family. I'm going back home to have some quality time with my friends, and I'm going back home just to enjoy the environment in Sierra Leone. And we see how these kids are now being very much attracted to go back home without their parents forcing them to do so. But there is a good and bad side. And the good and bad side, now the fact see they meet the expectation of waiting they go see before they left UK or this part of the world or wherever they're coming from. The expectation when they get when they reach salon, is it the same? Those are the two major questions I want for make we ask you. Still. But if you're joining us, don't forget to say they do a live calling. So if at all you get any experience we want for share with we, please feel free for do so with a pin the number with a barcode on the screen, and all you need for do now for just scan the barcode, it will take you straight into the call device where you go able to call the studio and we get you live or get your own views and opinion about your experience in Sierra Leone, either before you take off, when you reach the airport, after the airport, your interaction inside the city itself or wherever you're staying, and watching at the things the way you face with your challenges and the things the way you enjoy most. So we will look for make you share those experience with us because I think it's very important for people to learn from some of them things there. So over the past couple of years, when we approach Christmas, we can always do shows them where they highlight certain concerns to Sierra Leoneans the way they travel. We highlight things the way now the do's and don'ts before you travel. And we haven't been able to do so for, I think, few years. And by not doing so, we realize say, many people don't have first-hand experience being told to them what to do and what not to do. And if you go now the government's websites, then they advise their citizens going to Sierra Leone, what are the do's and don'ts. Some of those advice online might be old. Some now advice with them we don't put since COVID. Now, advice with them don't put since Ebola, and some of them not be done renew or review their advice, then they or update them for let people again the updated information of the do's and don'ts if you are traveling to certain countries in the world, especially for Sierra Leone. So, in that regards, people have been struggling to be able to find information about where to go. I mean, information about who side they go and what thing that they do's and don'ts. So, for the facts will not be the do then show then they again during Christmas period, I think we realized here there has been a huge amount of concerns for people who they travel. Some of these concerns are the fact that people are going to Sierra Leone, they don't know exactly what's in the expectation. But for us, we go there every year, maybe twice or three times a year, so we know exactly what the expectations are. And we share those experiences. And we ask people the way they go also, for me to help we share their experiences then they because if they don't share those experiences, we will not be able to learn anything. We will not be able to fix the problem that we might have faced when we're there. So a few things we can normally do now for tell people and say where they go, they for prepare themselves well, make sure say them pack them suitcase themselves. We all now see the issue of drugs in Sierra Leone, so you get to be very careful of how they pack your bag and blah 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 blah. This is just something that we're doing now, but if we don't do this inside December. But I just want to give a quick review of some of the things that we've done to do before for Christmas period, and we not done do it for the past couple of years. In the aftermath of that, how it look like now, where people will not get some information and we will begin and we have vital information. So people were ready to go, pack their bags, take off, book their tickets, and the tickets are very expensive this year, extremely expensive. And we get we own home base airline. I don't know whether a flight saloon or air saloon or whatever they call them. I don't have a clue. And people were proud, very proud for say we get we own flights, we do go direct. That's one big advantage. Say you're flying home with a direct flight. We will take you roughly about 5 hours or 6 hours or so. And when people then get that opportunity, it looked like for say they were happy because you don't cut down some of the hassle within the face, either na Casablanca or na Belgium. So what can happen? Flight Salon has some huge amounts of customer base, even though they may struggle within the past couple of months. Their customer base rose to the top. Price wise, I think the price were high on all platforms. AM Morocco, when I've been the cheapest, was high. People able to travel from London to pardon me to Sierra Leone, flying with AM Morocco. I've done it several times, and it's no way above £800. Even though we need to buy ticket, me specifically need to buy ticket until 1 week while I ready for travel. At the time that I go on confirm, say yes, I did travel now. This week, that week they not buy me ticket. Not all money I get to, but there are times when I have to do last minute stuff until eventually I say, well, now I go this week. And even when I started to go this week, I would always buy me ticket like 2 or 3 days to the same while they fly. So my ticket price can always high, but it not ever reach £1,000. Ever. It is between 700, 800 max. If you say I go anything above 1 grand, something maybe I go into something where I'll get a deal, we will take me to business. But that's once in a while, not even on a regular basis, once in a while. So I know for sure say ticket price rise massively. Even for people who travel to Conakry, they were paying well over £900 or £1,000 for go to Conakry, and then you take Mutuga, you drive inside Salon, which was the most cheapest at that point in time. And people pay some like 1,300, some 1,200, some 1,004. It depends at the time we travel. So the ticket price will be extremely high. SM Bros sales again was high, possibly 151617. Again, flight salon super high. Then we get like a 1819. So some people even buy tickets from Salon and fly from here. That's how they were trying to fix things in various different quarters so that they go make sure say they fly and they get a very happy and peaceful flight. So Air Salon gets so much opportunity, so much privilege, so much grounds for make because people they don't tire for the transit na Casablanca or transit na Brussels or transit na France or transit na places that we something able for go or we would take them a long journey. Some people they get travel all the way to Ethiopia, some they go all the way to Kenya, some they go all the way to Italy, turn, come back. So it was too much. And people they now realize say flights air salon could take them direct. They don't get problem. Then box they go reach, they don't go begin struggle for X, Y, Z, Z, Z. Total disaster on all flights. This not just air salon, but total disaster on all airlines. When I say all airlines, Air Morocco get a problem, SM Brussels get a problem. Of course, Air Salon, we expect say will be a direct flight, not will get problem. They too have problems. So it was disaster. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, I'm not travel this year. But the amount of phone calls that I don't get for the past couple of weeks is not small. Whether they complain in box lost tender, whether they complain saying you not get this, whether they complain saying box open, it was just chaotic, extremely chaotic. And then you now look at the people that we sometimes possibly they go salon for the first time with high expectation. We are extremely disappointed. But that is not just the issue. The issue they were faced with customer service. Now, for example, Air Morocco has been flying to Sierra Leone for decades. And I think, say, I commend them a lot because the time they will be getting Ebola, when nobody wants to go to Sierra Leone, they were running their flights for us. And they did it all throughout the Ebola period. So I gave them a huge amount of respect for doing that because nobody else wanted to. All the flights that were foreign flights refused to fly to Sierra Leone, and Air Morocco was the only flight that was going in and out of Sierra Leone at that time. Yes, they make extreme money, they make huge amount of money, but the risk that they took then, nobody can take it. So I commend them for that. And for that reason, I've always been flying with Air Morocco, regardless whether people are saying X, Y, Z about them. I don't really care. Because now they made it for we will need them most. So I give them that credit today. But as time goes by, everybody gets an experience about Air Morocco. My box not calm, my suitcase not reach, my suitcase this, my suitcase that. Customer service is poor. They don't talk to you when you're at the airport, the transit. They know they give you facility the way they're supposed to give you. So most of those things were like chaotic for Air Morocco. And some people that are saying, no, we need to cover them. But guess what? Their flights were still cheap. So that now the one thing way they may get advantage over other flights. So even though their customer service was not great for some people, I've never experienced anything of that nature. Even though then they lost box them for some people, I haven't experienced anything like that as well. Even though we then ticket then can be issue, I've never experienced any of those issues at all. So I will not say yes, they have been doing things like that, not to me, but other people have their own experience. And I think it's also people have to understand, say your experience and my experience is never going to be the same for everything that we might want to do. But the majority of people that I know will complain, oh, my box not reach, this not reach, that not reach. Not until a year ago, we begin get the same kind of experience with other flights. The SM process begin get problem again, then so begin lost suitcases them, then suitcases not go reach on time, then go fly today, tomorrow, and the suitcase then go come. But for this particular Christmas we passed to 2025, I think it was extreme. Extreme to the extent that all the airports, well, I'm not going to say all the airports, but all the airports in the UK had some kind of serious concern because there was always arguing, confusion within at the airports. Then go say flights, the flight, not the non-cancel flight. And even SM Brussels were cancelling flights at the 11th hour. Air Morocco did not have any cancellation that I'm aware of, for sure. But the other issues that they will then get, we not a cancellation of flight, but with the camp and one day. But SM Brussels with the cancel flight, few more other airline and with the cancel flight them. But flight airs alone or flights alone became notorious for flight cancellation. So the customer service in that area was extremely poor. Poor. I don't know what SM Brussels were doing in terms of their flight cancellation, but they will send you an email sometime, maybe a day before. And they will not just cancel your flight, but they will give you alternatives to say, if we cannot provide you this flight for this particular day that you want to fly out, we will be able to give you another opportunity to fly with a different airline, and we'll cover that cost and we can arrange it for you. So SM Bros said then be the give alternative. They don't just cancel your flights and leave it like that and say, you see, your flight can only be flying tomorrow or in the next couple of days. They give you options. So you have to decide whether you want to take those options or you don't want them at all. So that is fine. And like I said, Air Morocco, I did not get any cancellation from Air Morocco. I did not actually see people or heard from people that their flights were cancelled by Air Morocco until you get to Casablanca. And the reason why people they miss them flight in Casablanca now because of the transit time. So the one that will come off from Gatwick and the one that will come off from Heathrow, now they clash can they. So the one that will come off from Gatwick basically then cannot reach now Casablanca early. So they are ready, their suitcases are now on board, maybe ready to be packed into the airline where they carry them go salon. But where they always come off from Heathrow, we they get there very late, possibly an hour or 2 hours gap in between for board the flight. So sometimes we get for the run for can't find you boarding gates because the gap in between is too small. And if they don't go hold you down, now the security checkout, the queue is extremely long, and your flight is possibly going to be flying in the next hour or two, and then you're still on a massive long queue. What's in the flight attendant can do mostly, then they come out the queue and make an announcement, say, if you're flying to so and so country, please come on this other side of the queue because your flight is about to board soon. They make those announcements constantly, and then they usher people away their flights don't due. So that is fine. But most times when people miss their flights in Casablanca, not so flight cancellation. Now because they are not able to board on time. Now that particular gate during the board, because then they take too much time. The plane they land late. Sometimes if the flight delay for an hour, that means you're definitely going to miss that flight. Except if they delay the flight back again, where they can go to our destination, especially to Sierra Leone. So Casablanca they're good at that. They always give you those kind of options. Then they will say, well, fine, no problem. You missed the flight, but you can go on the next flight. The next flight can be the next day or the next morning, or maybe another flight that is scheduled to take off in the next couple of hours. Okay. But what happens normally in Casablanca, they need to tell you, but you have to find out about those things. Now, the bad side down the normal where Casablanca gets. If you're actually transiting for well over 6 hours, you should have access to a sleeping area and you should have access to food at, I think, two meals within that period. But they don't tell you all of this, but for people that really travel regularly, they know. And at the basement of the airport, there is a hotel there where if you want for use, you use them. But if you have a family, you can go down there and they will book you that hotel. If you don't have a family, sometimes they will charge you like $50 or $25 or $30. It depends. That is not fixed. So those are the do's and don'ts in Casablanca, and they will get to know whether you deserve or you need a meal. You can go to the restaurant and get a specific restaurant within at the lounge, where they right now the extreme end. You can go there and provide them your I think your ticket or your boarding pass. No, not your boarding pass, your ticket. Yeah, your boarding pass. I think you can provide them with that, and then they will be able to give you free meal. Of course, all other electrical facilities you have access to. You can charge your devices, you can use your laptop, and you have access to the internet, I think, for 2 hours, so for free, because they don't expect you to stay there for any longer. And then afterwards, now, if you want for buy, you can buy your own extra data. So that's Casablanca. They can fix things for you if you ask. The bad thing is they're reluctant to speak English to you because they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to bother themselves, so they need to have to talk English to you. But moving forward now to something maybe flights alone, the reports that really come for flights alone is extremely high, and those reports are focusing entirely on the fact that people don't get to talk to no one. When are the concern and the way we done the raise long time ago for flights alone, and those concerns are legit. I mean, if you're running an airline and you don't have an office space, in the UK, for example, it's terrible because people don't have the opportunity to talk to somebody directly. There is no office space. I know things are changing, as in we don't have many office spaces there for most of the airline there now. But then gets one office which sometimes go there na Central London. So it is your duty to find out where that office is and make sure if you want to talk to one to a person, you can go there. But we all know say those facilities are not available as much as we think they are for now. But for air salon or fly salon, it's extremely difficult to get hold of even somebody on the phone. And what do you do in that situation? You buy tickets from agents that are providing ticket facilities to fly all over the world. Sierra Leone is one of them. And when you get to the fact that you bought your ticket, you cannot get back to them to tell them that X and Y and Z has happened. They will say to you, they're not responsible. It's not their duty. They are only selling tickets. So who do you talk to when it comes to air salon in the UK? Nobody. And that's disastrous because you're not going to be in a situation where you cannot talk to nobody just because they not provide that service there. Phone call service is poor. You cannot talk to nobody on the phone. They will cancel your flight at the 11th hour when you're at the airport. Some thinking they say, you don't even put on a load them or don't check in. And then everybody disappear. No flights. Then you have to take on a box them back. Imagine you've got plans. And there are a few times when I've known few people who have gone to the airports to fly and they didn't. Not once, not twice, like a regular basis. And I'll come direct flight to Freetown and you think, okay, this is fine. They don't adjust and not fix the problem. The problem will be okay now. Let's see what happens. Then they resume duty for fly go direct Sierra Leone. Disaster. The disaster now from either Heathrow or Gatwick. I mean, when I Gatwick in the fly mostly, from Gatwick, the amount of chaos we go there, people that will complain, make palaver, argue, and it's bad. It's bad for our country. Let me tell you how bad it is. For like you see a whole airport at Gatwick, and you see a bunch of black people. They know they see force, Usaid and Komodo force, are just a bunch of black people having some serious arguments with flight attendants or people that are actually on the desk to tell you whether to check, to do your check-in. And then they begin to talk, say, no, you cannot take this suitcase, or then they check in all your suitcases and then don't know each. And then you begin to get issue of saying, okay, when is the flight? I don't know, but just checking. Is everything going to be okay? Well, hopefully, yes, everything is going to be okay. Just checking. And after the desk don't close, you get to see nobody no more. You can't speak to no one. It's bad. And then you create chaos now at the airports where you get a bunch of black people. Where they now from? Africa. Where are they from? Africa? West Africa. Where in West Africa? Sierra Leone. That is not a good sign. That's not a good sign, definitely. People will be thinking, oh, well, it's okay. It's not okay. The couple of amount of videos that we see on social media platforms about the chaos we happen at the airport and it's too much. I'll not say the good thing is it's not just Sierra Leone, because I saw a couple of other videos from different other countries, but it should not be like that. It should not be like that at all. Sierra Leoneans are not that aggressive. I will tell you for sure. When you look at other videos of different people from different countries, like the French, the Francophone African countries, they go viral, violent. They go all the way with aggression. They smash things, they jump on top of tables, they kick glasses. They will do the worst. So, I know they comment, we say, yes, we are better. But again, when put under pressure, we flip, we react. So we don't want to be in that situation where we go for a react because somebody else don't do the wrong thing and not really care. So for air salon, the situation get worse. And then when now people think, say, okay, then now they go salon directly, then suitcase and they reach, because then they board now the same flight, they're not get for transit, no strike, then they load their suitcase there, Another disaster. People they go salon, them box and knocker. And now imagine you don't travel for go salon for just 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And you don't reach now na Lunge, you ready for go collect your suitcase them. You realize say no suitcase no come. You know how many people were going to Sierra Leone for weddings? How many people were going to Sierra Leone for events, birthdays, and celebrations? Apart from the one where they go for go see just family, friends, or family members, them all. Apart from the one where they just go for go enjoy. But even at that say, it doesn't not it not mean say because you go for go enjoy, so that means you for suffer the consequences. No. So just think about them one day where they go for specific occasion. The bride, the groom, the celebrant. Somebody go do in 6 years, 8 years, Sarah, christening. It's not easy. For like you don't prepare, you don't buy you three, you don't flop you three suitcase, you end up for go take direct flight thinking you're going to Sierra Leone and everything will be fine. By the time you get there, your suitcases are not arriving at all. And the worst thing, you don't get nobody for talk to. Nobody's there to give you advice to say go and come tomorrow or for say do this or do that. So in Freetown was chaotic. People enable for have fun with and support. I know people who possibly have lost their suitcases. Some Iamrook, another disaster in Sierra Leone. Iamrook office was chaotic. People were going there every day, and you tell them 1 story, 2 story. Poor picking the way they work at the airline, then they will get unnecessary hassle for something we're not going to nothing for do with them. They're just doing their job. They've just been told what to tell customers. They are just the face, the front face of those businesses. What do we do as a nation to actually stop things like this from happening? Do we approach the airlines authority? What is government doing for reduce that amount of chaos? Because again, if the airlines are not performing well, it is the duty of the aviation authority to question that and see how best they can minimize the problems that they are having. They should find a way to see exactly what's in they happen, why make them they getting kind of chaos there. So at this particular time in the year. Now, because of too much passengers, now because of people in the travel with too much luggage, the Americans are not good to talk. When they travel with 5, 6, 7 suitcases. I don't know why, but for them, they pay for their suitcases. So they don't have a problem. They pay for their suitcases. I only realized that when my mom came because at the end of the day, I don't even know for system they need to pay for a suitcase. Or whilst you're booking your tickets, you pay for your suitcase already, or you're entitled to suitcase. They are only entitled to a hand luggage. So when you see them carrying 5, 6, 7 suitcases, it's all been paid for. All. They don't have any exemption of saying when you buy tickets, you get two suitcase allowance. I don't know if some of the tickets when they buy getting privileged than do. But the few we don't witness within the past 6 months, you only have access to your hand luggage. Any bag where you check in, you pay for it. Any bag where you check in, you pay for it. If you're not checking in any bag, then yes, fine. You can travel without paying for no suitcase. But any bag where you check in, you pay for it. And you pay for it right there. And if you know, then they take that, well, the one in London, then they take then they take phone payment to like where you go take your phone, you tap. No, they want the physical card itself. So imagine now in the UK, people don't travel with card no more. They use Apple Pay. So you're not even allowed to use Apple Pay to make payments for those sort of for your suitcases at the airport. You have to use your physical card. So now imagine you don't pay for 5 suitcases thinking, yes, I need to take a lot of stuff back home. And then none of them suitcases, then they come. What do you do? What do you do? A year feature now, you never for talk to nobody. Nobody not at the airport for talk to. No staff not there for talk to. Nobody not there for talk to at all whatsoever. And then when you go to the security and they say, well, we don't know what's in the happen now. Now for wait and come back tomorrow. Fly today tomorrow. Another journey. You for come back Freetown. Some know they come back Freetown, but how many hotels are in Lunge will go be comfortable for make you stay? How many will go be comfortable for make you stay? You know, go and sleep at the airport because they go talk to you, need sleep at this airport too. It's not the same. I haven't been to the new one, so I don't know whether it's like the same one or more than the old one. So it is challenging. Now think about all the youngsters, the young people that have actually planning to go to Sierra Leone, and then they're thinking going there for the first time. But before I touch that, let's just go quick on the chat and respond to a few comments they really come. Right, I want to say thank you. Yes, I Sierra Media, yes, my EMC. You man no can't do so no can bug me. And my voice not change. My voice not the same. Something like the cold. The place is cold right now. I know. All right. Abdul saying network. Abdul, which kind of network you get? You're discussing a very serious topic that needs answers. Yes, I know, Abdul, but again, I need people to share their experience. And when they share their experience, it makes it a little bit better for all of us to learn. Hi, Matilda. Matilda, I saw a video of you. The taco. And Matilda says some tickets do if it is business or executive class, but it is only $2. Yes, that's the American one, yeah. The rest you have to pay. Economy, you pay for everything. Okay, fine. Thank you, Matilda, for that. I think so. That's true as well. Well, I didn't know. Of course, if you fly business class, you have access to suitcases anyway. And Sandy, very important topic. Some of us are worried about traveling with that airline. Thanks for bringing that up today. Well, those are the few comments on Facebook. And let me go to YouTube. There are no comments on YouTube so far. Right. So, again, the concern way Matilda, well, not concerned, but Matilda just highlights, say, yes, if they travel in business, then you get access to two suitcases. And if you travel economy, definitely you pay for your suitcase. That's fine. And also, we get a few comments where say, this is a very serious topic and it needs some attention. But T, your voice is something else this night too. What do you do with voice? Lack of. Okay, like I drink some hot drinks and say maybe it go clear small. The drink not hot safe. The drink cold. All right. I don't know. Maybe not something to me voice, but I will check for me and see what's wrong. All right, let's move on. So now, without each return, now think about the youngsters going to Sierra Leone. Young people. When I say youngsters, I'm talking about people between the age of 16 and 25 are the Gen Zs. And then Gen Z, so then they enjoy life these days. They are exploring their culture to the fullest. They are trying everything possible to be able to integrate into the African culture. They are trying everything possible to integrate into the Nigerian, the Sierra Leonean, the Ghanaian, just the concept of them being African. And to be honest, I think it is amazing, very amazing to see this kind of transition. Pardon me. In our days, when I say in our days when we were teenagers, when we were like 20, 21, 22, when we came to this country, we very few, let cannot say we, very few of us, we are acting and behaving and appearing like Africans. Very few. Because in our days in the UK, the military then Kalkani then Komot, R. Kelly, and the rest. So they were, majority of the people that I know were dressing like Americans. And I don't understand why. Okay. And very few of them were proud to wear African attire. But let's take a few things for granted. And let's take the others not for granted. When you're an African and you're proud of who you are, you want to express it. You want to feel it. You want to live it. But in our days, many of us don't feel like, many of us don't express it. Many of us don't experience being African. They don't want to. because they feel like they will be laughing at them if they try to be African. Even their language. Most of them try to speak like the Jamaicans. Most of them try to speak like they are Yadis back in the days. Okay, I will say our days. And it was terrible to have those experiences with some of the friends that I used to have. And you know for sure, this friend of yours, no, all come together and then at the same time, they talk like for sitting a Jamaican there. Yeah, well, go on. Yeah, in it. It becomes too notorious. But now the Gen Zs, they're with they are proud to be Africans. They are confident to be Africans. They want to showcase their African in them. They will speak the language and they will laugh at each other like, I can speak better Korean than you. It becomes a competition. They learn from their parents. Their parents think they don't understand the language, but it's a shame for them because some of them can speak the language even more than their parents because their parents have gone into they're not going into cuckoo land thinking I can't speak Creole at home with my kids because they will not be able to speak good English. So the Gen Zs then, they don't grab this concept of Africanism in them. I don't know what's changed, but they just grab it and they're running with it right now. Everything they do is African. Every single thing they do is African. From the music to their dress sense, to their language sense, to the way they interact to their friends. First, you go see all the African picking and they party the all Jamaicans thing. West Indians. Oh, they get African party, stuff fly. But now they are all hanging out together. You'll be amazed to see Sierra Leonean kids. They know each other. Like for say they all grow up in the same community, you'll be surprised how they mix and match, how they get to enjoy themselves when they are together. Then they fly go salon so for go get an experience. And majority of them are not born at salon. But they are happy to go back home. They are happy to go and spend their money, even though it's so expensive, but they are saving up. Because sometimes one party don't go, we don't can tell and say, no go salon, salon suites, you go enjoy, beach there, club there, this so, that's so. And they are taking their friends along. So you want them to get the experience of a lifetime so that they'll be able to go again and again and again and start to even invest there. Some of them have already started doing that anyway. So when they begin, so they go to a salon and they go begin faced with airline disaster, luggage not come, then when luggage come, they don't take all the thing with inside it. How you want to make them happy for go back for the second time? When the first experience is an extremely bad one. They won't go back again for the second time because they go think, say, but I need to go salon again. Why? Because why go there for the first time for go get me experience? The money there, I don't enjoy. Me suitcase they not arrive on time. The 10 hours they arrive finally, you don't if half of the thing already inside it. So how will you have fun? How will you have the courage to go back again? So some of them also already talk like say not so nothing. It's very serious. We should take it very seriously. Because then young picking they also, I know I'm calling small picking, because they're young picking they also, not the potential investors they mean Sierra Leone, because most of them have good jobs. Most of them are doing well. Most of them are building their own enterprise, their own small scale businesses. Most of them are involved in charity organizations. So for Lake, you don't do all the hard work for putting things together and eventually you go salon and then you go realize, say, everything where you do is rubbish. It's bad. It's totally bad and embarrassing. Because you need to get courage for do nothing again. So make we look at what is happening. How would they encourage people that will go salon for get that courage for understand, say, yes, you suitcase no go come, but what? Where you don't pay for everything, you don't pay for the service, and then you not get the service where you pay for. You don't pay for things that will go matter to you, and you not get them. You don't buy your goods and service, you don't put in a suitcase, you don't lock her, only for making you realize, say, they're not there. a friend of mine was traveling and he didn't have the flights. He get in Chikaka, they wait inside your suitcase. In Chikaka, they tell him, say, in suitcase, they under him. Then in Chikaka phone, and they tell him, say, your suitcase is beneath you. Meaning, your suitcase then at the luggage apartments inside the flights. Only for arrive, then tell him, say, in suitcase, knocker. How did that happen? How did that happen? So it's very frustrating. Another friend of mine traveled. If I go host an event, but God's so good, he tell I say me no. All the clothes the way for the upcoming event the way for attend, he puts in her luggage. Like she knows what is going to happen. Take today, you're not getting suitcase. So imagine that suitcase if you don't have pass the clothes the way they did that they go away for function 1, function 2, and function 3. And those functions might be a couple of days apart, not just 1 day or 1 week or 2 weeks, couple of days apart. Because we're in this salon, Christmas period, every day is an event day. They're not get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Every single day is an event day. During Christmas period, from December 15, activities and day every day till January. So imagine you be don't have hope say, now then close here you go away. Now imagine one poor girl. Well, I say poor girl, not poor financially, but innocent girl don't come back in the grumble. Say, dear, I beg. Una not make me suitcase go na salon. Una not make I get me suitcase there. Now don't come back again. The same thing. I beg dear, now sell me suitcase, make me suitcase come. I get me clothes and day I get for can way. I even get fish. I get food inside the way something. I go on for can eat. This is how much embarrassment we were faced with. And for hair salon, it's not good for talk. I get people that we fetch them company for telling them, see, we get for fly hair salon, local support we own. It's true. They make palaver, set confusion. Una need a support. Una forget support we own. Now we own these. No support them. There is nothing wrong to support. There is nothing wrong to support. Like I say, me, I dey support Air Morocco because now they mean for we flat nobody go salon doing Ebola. So I don't determine my support for them. Sometimes it might change, but I'm not too sure yet whether it will change. So the one that maybe they say, oh, now go support we own, local support we salon people, next now we own flight, this now we own X, this now we own Y, this now we own Z. What is the outcome of that support that people they make palaver for? Because in many occasions, flight salon or air salon get the opportunity for change the narrative. Because then get the full support during December period. What went wrong? Were they not expecting the flood of passengers? Then if they were not, then they are not good business-minded people. Because you should expect a huge amount of traffic to Sierra Leone during the month of December. A huge one. So if you're not prepared for that sort of huge traffic of passengers, then you are not a proper business-minded individual. So if you have been decided for take one small Boeing, when I look at a bigger one, because the money was people were paying the money. Not that people don't have the money, people were paying for what you were asking for, and the service wasn't delivered. The service was not just only not delivered, but the service was extremely bad for the amount of money people were paying for. If we are not for say on a plane not able for take X amount of cargo, or on a plane able for take X amount of passenger plus cargo, then on a cut down on something. On a prepare people in mind say, if you have 3 suitcases, prioritize 2 because the third one is not going to come with you. So that people have it at the back of their mind to say, well, okay, find no problem. I they take these 2 what they prioritize. This one I go left for the next available flights. If at all una they make people understand the concept of what is happening, then sometimes maybe it's not gonna be that bad. But the risk and danger involved in actually leaving your suitcase behind is worse than you actually pay an extra £200 for your suitcase. Because the damage that it will cost you will be thousands of pounds compared to that extra £200 you pay for making your suitcase. Because guess what? At Lunge Airport, will be filtered say sometime maybe when they change to the new one, things will be better. It's the worst. What do I mean by that? Now, we know say if Lunge than the thief now suitcase them anyway, then they check your suitcase. Me, they don't answer me twice. So basically, I have been a victim. So I know what it is. And they are so smart. You don't get to know until you get home. That's when you realize your suitcase has been tampered with. So where some man can lock them suitcase there with padlock they will like for say this now the best jailer padlock them. Then they open your suitcase. You're joking. Because these people are 10 times smarter. Because they've not done it once, they've done it more than 10 times. So they know how to operate with all those different types of locks that you might put on your baggages or suitcases. So no big deal. The only thing you go say is you might be lucky for make fall victim at that particular point in time. But apart from that, it is disastrous. Because the way how they cut your bag open and pull what's in the one for pull, it's like saying they get scanner. Where they tell you which kind of device they inside the suitcase. Because by right, when the suitcase are going through the escalator or the van or the fan belt, now direct from the flight to the luggage carrier to the luggage fan belt. We don't watch that process because we suitcase them, we don't left now flight hand luggage. And that hand luggage they been get all we filming equipment them. So we not agree for calm down the laundry. We tower between myself and Femi. We shape. One person then at the tarmac, one person there inside. It was not easy. Because what you do? Then two suitcases then they. Now they all we equipment then they. All. Then put on our way at the flights. They say space not there for put them. So look we get them no more. Then they put them next to the hallway before you go na the pilot pit. As soon as we get in, then put on the luggage side. So we were very upset because they not get lock. So what we self do, we tin up underneath the flight outside and they offload the suitcase there. Till they reach to Rion. We work kafalaram. Till they make we all kind of palaver we no agree. We say no, we ain't going nowhere until that suitcase they come out. And indeed, so the gap at which then they cut your suitcase open, now a very short gap. When I say short, very short one. From the flight to the carriage where they put the suitcase there, to the belt where they wheel the suitcase them, is less than 5 minutes walk. It's less than 40. It's not even 20 meters. It's less than 20. Okay, I would say maximum 30 meters. Okay, let me make an extreme. 40 meters. You actually see the flight and you see the compartment inside the suitcase, then they go put them in the offload and put them, make it go inside the fan belt. You actually see them. You TI so if it's not they see all the process. So within the split seconds of that 10 minutes or 5 minutes when they offload, now the 10 and they display now your suitcase. Now imagine your suitcase they slip na lunge. Then they operate inside a short window. And steal as much as they can. Like they get scanner where they know for say this suitcase gets phone, it get laptop, it gets electrical devices them. That is what they want. They don't want your clothes and shoes. No, they don't. Because your clothes and shoes means nothing. They want electrical devices. They want phones. They want laptops. They want iPads. And they want tablets. And they will know that these suitcases are carrying those items. I don't know how. I don't know how. So now imagine your suitcase left behind. That guy or woman or whoever the person is having a field day. Now they doing your own sorting. They open your suitcase, you doing your own sorting office for himself. Now I like this for me picking, like that for me wife, like this for me man. No, that I'm cousin your own gifts for Christmas. They will do their own shopping on your suitcases. If they tampered with 5 or 10 suitcases out of maybe 500 suitcases, a disaster for those 5 suitcases. So now imagine them pack all their suitcases then to line them by line, and then they tell you, say, Kanti Kantuma. Well, the worst of it all, from Sea Coach to Lunge, they will tamper with your suitcases as well. Because the period of time at which then they put one boat for all on our suitcase them, then first they left. Then the second boat, now they only go as passenger. So on that journey, from whether it be Sea Coach or wherever it is, because I'm not going to say ferry, you did not put your suitcase, nobody pack them for you. And I am not saying this for Gideon Badnemo, now out of experience. Out of experience. Because if you board Sea Coach, or whichever one you board, and then you travel to the bay across Lunge, and then you go to the airport, you realize, say, something don't lost in your suitcase, now within that journey, they lost. Out of experience. So imagine how many people then they lose valuable items. Some of those items cannot be replaced, but they will suffer the consequences of taking that pain within themselves, and nobody get forgiven answers. So the one that we lost in suitcase, I doubt if some of them get in suitcase them back safe. The one that we not get in suitcase, then say them travel back, come outside and come out from. How are they going to get their suitcases? Because we go for collector and go ask you question. How this na you, not to you, oh no, the person will get up, now you say so, but who delay, say something before the suitcase guy don't check all over. He don't check all over. So the Christmas Wahala, where we decide for talk about today, now the experience where people don't go through, now the worst of it all. Some go share their own, some not go share their own. But majority of the people who don't share their experience, they post it on social media. It's good, but it's also bad. Let me tell you how good it is. It open eyes to the one they want for travel go salon, say, we're looking at so, next day they're going to so for do. Good. Then at the good side, because it teach you a lesson, when at the hard lesson, it make you understand, say, you cannot travel to Sierra Leone in this kind of way, because if you do, then you have yourself to blame. Okay, fine. That's the good side. Now the bad side, the one that we be intent for go, they decide not for go again. Why? Because in the field say, well, if they don't do until now, we won't go be the worst. Me, I never bother put myself again because I need to go waste £2,000 foolishness. They will go box knocker. They did 1 week with box scam, ultimately decided dollars. So what should they go spend for? You don't spend £2,000 on them for shopping. You don't look at expensive stuff. You don't buy gifts for people there. They don't even get the gifts. Then they begin to say, you know, like, man. So all this puts together, they make people then think whether them forgo. They make people then think why them forgo or when them forgo. All right, let's go back to some messages and back again on Facebook. YouTube, we have no messages on YouTube, so tell you the YouTuber I don't tell and no one talk. Yes, so there's one I love me voice, so I big deal. It's Tranga right now, a cool voice that one day. And Matilda also say, are there no disciplinary policies in place? Disciplinary policies for what? Maybe for what I was talking about earlier in terms of the malpractices of the thing the way they happen at airports. I'm not too sure. Matilda also say yes, they are very plugged with the African culture. Yes, now the Gen Z that we right now where they talk about, they're very much attached to their culture and they're executing it very well. Even the shipping lines, we experience massive delays this past December. It's bad for holidaymakers. That did come off from Abdul Sankor. And I not say, yes, Abdul, it is very serious. And I know for sure many people in where Sabi containers did not come like 1 month later. Some still then I would not still reach it. And I will also say I traveled this past December with SM Brussels. My experience is positive, even though we got delays, but the airline staff kept updating us throughout. Again, like I say earlier on, yes, SM Brussels, they will give you updates. They will give you regular updates, even though then they face delays. Even in cancellation, they still give you options for cancellation. So they are not as bad as the others. Air Morocco, like I say, only when they refuse to speak English to you, then you struggle. But if you ask questions, they might attend to you. But then some they just cancel no more. So the cancellation is basically based on the fact that you land late for canceling to your next flight and saying the time not enough. So that's how most of the people miss their flight. But yes, delay flights thinking they, but they will announce, they'll put it on the board and for you to see. So thank you very much, Abdul, for that, and thank you, Matilda, for that as well, and thank you, Desmond, for that as well. And we'll continue still, and we will talk about a few more other things than we relates to the concerns that we are facing. Many people don't raise over the past couple of weeks since they returned back from their holidays from Sierra Leone. Now we're back in the ground. This is not holiday experience. So now holiday Wahala. So the one that we go holiday, yes, they're not faced with the disaster of the flight, they're not faced with the disaster of the luggage, they will not reach. Now they're in this salon. Have fun, enjoy themselves, and make sure the people are glad. Well, the interesting report will come from Salon this time around that the home base then complain a lot. Guess what? Now they complain. Can somebody guess the complaint where the home base then complain about the JC that we go salon this year? The JC that we go salon Christmas. The home base then complain a lot about them. And the complaint is not a bad complaint because the complaint gets positive and negative. Can somebody tell me what the complaint was? If you know what is the complaint, we come on our salon this year from the home base them against the JC them, please post it on the chat. But like I say, if you want call, I go allow me producer for possibly post the scan of the barcode where you go scan so that you go able for make a call to that barcode. We go take you directly to the phone line where you go call and then go connect you live. But if they connect you live, please make sure say you tell me your name and also you the call from so we go know exactly who that you be before we can get the interaction with you. But again, like I say, if you know what's in at the complaint we come on a salon this Christmas about the JC that we go, please post it on the chat because a very interesting complaint. Right, the phone call bar code don't go up. So if you want for call, please scan the barcode there and that barcode they could talk. But I don't get one call we don't come directly from your phone right now. Make I just answer that and get you live. Whilst we wait for the barcode one. Hello Desmond, welcome. How do you evening, sir?
Good man, how you doing?
Thank you.
Conversation with you tonight.
Okay.
But I do believe say you don't do justice to the conversation. But one area you down for coming, not for disagree with you. But the issue of flight and then bad luggage is not arrive on time when people do go holidays. This is not just a Sierra Leone problem.
Right.
Now a global problem. Because globally when you travel, especially during holiday, you get 2 hours and we anything that actually come on. But the dangers that we involve in new country is that we are in, you don't even get hope for say you go see your bag, whether within a day or a week. These are the dangers that we.
Okay.
Because other modern countries, them inside with proper communication, they must tell you, say, if I you go even check and know that your baggage there online.
Right.
You even check online, you know, see your baggage, you know, social place that this time you go arrive. But in Sierra Leone, it is very, very good for letting you get a clear assurance, say, yes, the next week when you can, you go need to bag or you know, go mission. And the worst of it, if you go, either they don't tamper with them, scatter one kind of way, discourage you. This is a major problem. For me, experience, I know, I see what they call flights tonight. I don't know for which reason. Maybe you know, publicity for some of them because they already pay you.
I know.
But to be, yes, but to be candid, we colleague African flights will be used continuously for both alone. Because then you're willing to cheat said if bad pass you want we with the management and women so we don't compete for failed people.
Right.
Yes. If I like when you go to the young place where you do like a for week for legal connection, you could spend like 8 to 7 hours the week, nobody will talk to you.
Now, Ian Moroki, they talk so now or Western Brussels?
I don't advertise for some of them because they are not paying us for anything. So now let me consider you know African border they will look so if you know now Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
So you travel this year for go any side where you experience anything of that nature?
Yeah, I don't this December of course normally me not go December and Salon,
Okay.
but I can go after December. I don't go to this year no more. Previous year I don't get any challenges then as well for collecting luggages there. And across Europe as well, I don't meet up them challenges there as well. Quite recently to win as people. Some people they need 5 or 6 or even 2 weeks.
Wow.
Baggage with them, they don't come. Yeah, this is Europe where systems are working.
Wow.
There are people 2 weeks they don't see them baggage. They're waiting to work out there, the ice business, traveling, a big. Even we said when we go to Norway, when we see luggage the nine we happen. If we not see them, now we unluggage the number we have to survive for that particular period in a full country that one day. So this is not just about Salo, but I think for me, now the information we need to also you will get proper detail of what happened to also you back money. Like for example, when we're in Norway, if someone forgets a phone now, the bus will we take. Before we did level with Sweden, I make a report the next the email minister for week and the next thing at the office. But I've been returned back to Holland. A week ago, a colleague of us we built in our house we didn't know it. They don't go pick the phone and by next week the phone would in our house to we actually. So this is just the means how things are very common and transparent. But let's say if in some places they left and so we too much. Papa, you will see again. Nothing and this man in bank was dealing with the train password in travel.
Wow.
So it is just information. What has to do with communication is the major problem we get across Africa. This is what we need for.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Desmond. And I say thank you very much for you calling. And I say your experience, you know, we'll get that experience again. But I'm quite happy to say you highlight the fact, say, not so just Africa, no, it happen possibly all over Europe. Thank you very much for your call.
Thank you. That's good.
All right. So that was Desmond calling from Holland. And I don't know whether I've got any other calls coming in from the studio. Like I said, the barcode is up. But I'll go to the few answers then we what are the highlights? What's in the complaint come us alone from the home base? One of the complaint where one of the people in the chat say Gando said stingy and crab it. Okay, I'll come to that one day. Then Abdul say they complain about the JC getting preference services. That's another one. Yes, that's true as well. And then welcome Paul. Paul say box the left now road until you return. Still box not reach. All right, thank you very much, Uncle Paul, for that. So now I go to the Krabbit and Stingy. The Krabbit and Stingy was specifically directed to certain JCs. And then JC then now the JC they will come out to Saturday. So who don't know Saturday? Are they America, are they London, or are they Canada or Australia? And I go tell you why the home base then feel this particular Christmas. You don't see the JC they also Saturday. The JC they also Saturday, they not get noise, they don't make boku noise. Then Krabbits, I agree, say them Krabbit, but not to the Olo. And then Stingy, I agree, say them Stingy, but not to the Olo. But did you see the way they come on the other side of the wall, outside the Red Sea day? Now did you see the way they spend? They're not full, so don't get me wrong. They're very smart JCs. Now you see the way nothing they do their money, but now you see the way they also show off. And then you see them they're not in a salon this year. They're not come boku. The one they come, now the quiet one, now the quiet one them. And the quiet one they will come. Then they spend boku money. So now the quiet one and the loud one, they will not allow what Donald Trump don't do there. Not so. Donald Trump then Donald Trump don't hold them to foot they say. How the nice thing, you know, for go spend now you can't say come out so. But when you go there, make sure say you don't commit crime. You know, don't be arrested before for any kind of thing. Nobody's not very serious. So look at you can serious. Right. The Americans used to flood Sierra Leone during Christmas. And when they flood salon, you go know for say American man in this salon. How? They get in water, in towel, and then but the way they hold their money back. But this time around, they compete with the London JC them. The London JC them, they don't get water. They get their own bottle. I tell you, they work out with. And I want nobody need to hold them bag, they get them cost bag. So the London JC them, now they emboku this trip na free tongue. So the JC them, we go, they overcome the one way na the normal, the Americans. Of course, we know say Trump don't set some certain rules in America right now. We not all man is travel because not all man we get green card say they travel. Some man not sure whether for travel, even though some people they get green card, but they're still not sure whether they should travel or not. And pardon me, the American man they come to salon and they spend plenty money because they are coming in with huge amounts of dollars, based on thing they don't make for the past couple of years. Whilst the Englishman them, the pound still heavy, still expensive. Work is not that easy. They don't cut down hours for so many people. Them we not say nothing is not the same anymore. But could not don't terminate and contract them because they're not qualified properly. So a lot of issues they happen in London where they make we not get Boku London just see the way they go for go spend money. So now I make the home base the experience Boku Krabbitness because they say them Krabbit. And when people then Krabbit, now they want to come to London and then Krabbit. So yes, I agree with with Gando we talk say the JC that we come we well you know say the one who come to London. You just know what the home base then complain say then Stingy and then Krabbit. And that they go specifically for the JC that will come to London. So that's not the experience with the home base. The home base are not glad at all. The beach will not be the floor better. If people over there make money from the JC, they're not Bokuna skits again, better like how they been Bokuna skits before because they're Americans and they spend a lot. Where they go any side and they go make sure so they are we are say people in daily we know for sale in America then come out, then loud, then they go chat about them, then they spend as much as they can, but this time around we'll not see plenty of them. But for preferential treatments to JCs them compared to the home base, yes, that also happened. But the comparison way I go look for make with that one day, not too great. It's not a great comparison between the do's and don'ts for the JC then we sometimes get access than the one they will not get access. Because Sierra Leone seems to be challenging, difficult. Things are not really affordable to some extent. And livelihood is very much challenging for people that will not able to afford. But the side way the JC then they go most of the time, Now, side away the home base, they also they go we can afford. And it's not a lot of them, but just a handful of them. So the discrimination sometimes is not too great. The only side where the discrimination can extremely high. Now, sometimes where you go to some institution and where you know they get enough of the home base, then really participate actively in any activities in those areas. Then yes, the JC they get more privilege than the home base. But overall, I will not say it's kind of bad. I would say 60-40. Possibly 30 years ago or 20 years ago or maybe 10 years ago, it is that bad because the JC they go and they get priority in the banks, priority in a restaurant, they will then go as soon as they walk in, they'll usher them straight to a table, give them like a 5-star treatment, whilst the home base are not being looked after properly because I will come up on an table, pass go so make so do this, do that. So the difference then is not the same now because the same people and way they're gonna then regular joints there. So now the home base they don't use for good more. So they're very familiar with the people who run the business. And so basically the discrimination is not that great. If you don't be careful, then will even discriminate you in agency say than the home base. So in some areas, yes, the rationale is extremely high, but in some areas it's either equal or in some areas it will be the other way around where they go give more preferential service to the home base than the JC them because they take a like for say una account that they can get the can flash you know when you go back. So look after the one they will get in some places or some facilities. But yes, I agree with you on that for say there's a difference in terms of how they relate to we the JC them and the home base them. But of course, the London JC then they make the headline this time around. They say then crabbies, they need to spend money, they need to able to give people them beaucoup gifts, then just keep the money to themselves and spend less. So that is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or either way? Because again, the rate at which people in the showcase and get money in a salon, so then for spend and because they come out Europe, is wrong. It's totally wrong because some of them they come out Europe, they go salon, they don't work for maybe 6 months, then they save. Sometimes every month they save 200 pounds. Every month 200 pounds. So 6 months is 1,200 pounds just for spending money apart from your tickets. Some save more than that. Some go say, okay, my month's salary is until 2 grand or 3 grand. Now they take for go enjoy this trip. I don't buy my ticket done. So that month's salary day, it will sacrifice for maybe day 1 month he owe in rent or he owe something for do with in basic bills they really pay because he go free for that 1 month. So they use all the money they for go spend a free turn. Not necessarily means that those people have money in the diaspora. They're not rich. They're not rich at all. But they will save up and they will go and live a luxurious life in Sierra Leone for just 4 weeks. And then you're thinking, then guy they make money in Europe. They make the normal like we go there. Then guy they enjoy life. You know, see the suits there in the way, then clothes they're expensive, then chain they're expensive. They all get iPhone 16, 17 Pro Max. But these are all built up facilities that they have. Most of it is not owned. You have to pay for them gradually. So make you not go get fooled by seeing somebody who spend lavishing money in a restaurant or lavish money in a nightclub or lavish money in a them beach bar. You think to say these people are so they get money now. No, they don't. They don't. They are just basic, normal, working individual where they go do their 9 to 5 and come back home. But then they save up for that once in a year's time holiday when they make. So we have to be very mindful of how we relate to them people and they want to be like them. We want to go Europe because we feel to say it is all good, it is all sweet. So the Wahala way holiday gets, now a very difficult Wahala way people they experience this time around a free song. And they find them very challenging for me to be able to understand, say, this now what thing we don't go to school in salon this year for this particular Christmas. We hope it's not the same come 2026 will pass right now. So for that reason, I want to make everybody be mindful. If you're planning your trip to Sierra Leone, you dey plan for go any side in Africa, make sure say you get your contingency in place. That now one. Your hand luggage should have all your basic amenities, from your toiletries to your immediate pants and underwear, vest, and 2, 3 other t-shirts or clothes or trousers where you know for say you go for work for the next couple of days before your box arrive. If you get events where you get for attend and you get specific clothes where you want for work for that events day, if you're able to ship them in advance. If you're able for ship your suitcase for go salon, ship them in advance. So you know for say before you reach salon, your suitcase for don't reach. If you want freight in advance, because that same day freight's not gonna be that difficult, because the £120 you go pay for extra suitcase you go to airport is more or less the same, or maybe 40 or 60 or 70 pounds extra added to that one if you decide for ship a box, either by any means of shipments where you get where you go salon. So you got to be very mindful and plan yourself well. Because you know how for left things till late, and then when you go salon, you box stock calm, for 1 week, wake up and don't see faulty inside it, and then you begin struggle. So you have to be ready, you get for prepare, you get for plan, you get for make sure so you have enough backup we go able for use. And I will advise again, when traveling, not just to Sierra Leone, but when traveling to any part of the world, your immediate gadgets or equipment that you use or devices that you use should always be in your possession. It is not a crime to travel with 4 mobile phones, except as long as you're able to declare why you get them. It is not a crime to travel with 2 laptops in your hand luggage, as long as you're able to declare why you travel them. Because when you go through security, they will only going to scan it. And maybe they will ask you, why do you carry 2 laptops? Why do you have 4 phones? As long as you can defend why you're having them, you should not hesitate to travel with them in your hand luggage, because they are your possession. If you're buying it as a gift, you can still travel with them, and you still tell anybody to say, this is not a gift to I buy for Gogi XYZZZ. As long as they are not stolen and they don't have anything that will complicate your travel. If you get any kind of other devices that we feel to say you need, take it with you. That's very important for making take desktop and day with you. If somebody give you laptop, say, oh, go give this laptop for somebody for me in a salon, because if you can do it, fine. If you cannot do it, just say you can't. Because if you put under your suitcase, it go missing, you are still going to be accountable for that. If the person you want for sale, you go for pay for your suitcase, even though that good you be the try for do, you don't have a choice. But if you tell them say the risk for taking your suitcases, for taking your laptop or computer is high, pay for and make them free time. You can tell that person that in particular thing needed. So it's not safe, because sometimes even if you put on a suitcase, then go fling you box some kind of way, and that particular device they did at the side, it go jam the wall or jam something solid, a break, you still have to pay for it. But your hand luggage is your hand luggage. You carrying it safety with you. It's always next to you. Nobody will take it off you because it's in your full possession. So I will advise, if you want to travel any side, make sure you get your immediate gadget there with you in your possession, so you don't have to struggle or you not get for lost them. Because some of the phone that now will get is not just a phone. It's a database for our records. It's a database for our banking system. It gets all we password them. It gets all we thing that we will need for do now we life. It gets we day-to-day planners there. It gets a lot way it do to we, not to just a phone anymore. It's a working tool. So we get to be very mindful of how they deal with anything. And when somebody gives something for cargo, you say you're not able for cargo, it's not a poor party. Now able you're able for cargo. If you're able for cargo, do, but not put them now some side way go be risky. We go for camping for back again later on. Now we all now see the use of drugs. We people when they get problem into drugs, when they travel, when they this, when they that. We did not see a lot of that in Sierra Leone this time around. Thank God, maybe something it happened, but then Osham. But we'll not see a lot of that happen as alone this time around. Even the use of drugs, it don't look a bit lessen. Maybe it's not in the public domain anymore. They might have shoved it under the cushion so people don't know it's here. But the concern maybe a couple of months ago has reduced a bit because it was a huge concern with people in the travel goes alone for go face with the actual tragic situation of tramadol or kush we've been done in as alone over the past couple of months. But I don't think say we get plenty of those experiences for the holiday based card there we go. Because even though they may go in places there we sometimes been the highlight for see things they will be there for people they will be they take drugs, but I don't think it's more visible this time around. But the other sad thing is, will beaches they're still not they up to date. Come on. Holiday makers are going to Sierra Leone. They want to go and spend time. Now, the most prominent beach way accessible to almost everybody. It is so filthy. They don't realize, say, foreign people or people of Sierra Leone descent or people that will be done this salon there for camp. But not just that. What about the people that already live there? They're not going to make a descent for them. It's not just for holiday makers, but what about the ones living there? You have a whole ministry of tourism we're responsible for looking after because the beach is one of the biggest resources for income generation within the tourist industry in Sierra Leone. What are they doing about it? Year in, year out, that beach is still being a dumping ground for rubbish. How is it happening? Nobody knows. Something like some heavy rain go come, it wash all the garbage from the hills into the ocean. And when the ocean the shifter himself, because the ocean the shifter himself, or those rubbish don't get into the ocean, it is shifter himself. It is shifter in a way that all the rubbish they drain come into the shores. The leaf, the pan, all the rubbish. Only the ones that can sink in, they go down at the bottom of the ocean. But all the others, then they shift and come back. Not sure. So what is the Ministry of Tourism doing about that? Year in, year out, those experiences have always been experienced by people living in Sierra Leone and also the one they really come. How can you improve the tourist industry if you get the beach way dirty all the time? People don't even have the courage to go and sit there and have a decent time with anybody because the beach is filthy. I understand say somebody they clean them right now. We take up on himself, personal venture, not even a government initiative. A personal individual decided to put boys together for clean the beach. But guess what? You could spend all that time there back in cleaner, and we come back to the same 0-1. And that 0-1, then they go back and tear it dirty. And it don't mean nothing to them. Then they go back and turn them a dumping ground. And look at the facilities the way they're alongside that beach. Dignitaries are passing by there all the time, that shortcut for them. Government officials are doing that all the time, that shortcut for them. People of influence are going there all the time, that they need to go hang out and meet. But they're not able to upkeep the standard of the beach. How would it get to that situation the way that beach they always nine at the dumping ground? So we have to look at some of these things very seriously. I will not say it should be good for holiday makers only because people are going there for that particular beach because now they're closest to Freetown. Now they know where you go able for go, you even something maybe not travel too far for get to either your hotel or to family members in because almost everybody live in West Ham now anyway. And they're able for keep on clean. So in there they attract more people for come to Sierra Leone all the time. In there they attract people and for can't spend money there. So all the one they really can't salon for holiday, we go on for spending money, they will go elsewhere. They will not spend their money at the beach, at the Lumley Beach per se. They will go to Toke, they will go number 2, they will go Kent or Regent or some other beaches there where they now the other outskirts of Freetown. But this is now the closest to the city, and we still cannot maintain it. Where they now the first point of attraction when somebody gets into Freetown. Also, they want to take you Logo Lonely Beach. Now we best place, we best joints. And it is the way it is until an individual decides to take a one-man venture and cleaner. But again, 2 weeks, it will go back to zero, to square one. So let me read the last text message for today's show. And that did come off from Daphne Pratt. Because my page has been banned, Casoda Kitchen, the brand. So please follow Casoda Kitchen TV for the latest on the PI and 502011. That's my Casoda Kitchen. Original Daphne Pratt. If you know Saviam, it's in a name Casada. Not to cassava, not to English name, you call Casada Kitchen. So thank you very much once more, everyone, for joining us. If you join me, don't forget, like I said earlier on, please subscribe to the YouTube page because we new programs then get for be geared directly on YouTube. So for the YouTubers, this is going to be a good message for you. And for those who are not following us on YouTube, please follow us on YouTube. For next week, we will start again. We interviews with the flag bearers, the way they emerge in various different political parties for the upcoming election in 2028. So we don't start few before in the past couple of months before we get to the Christmas season, but we realize there's been a huge call out from people we want for come now we platform for come gets a discussion or an interview with the Sierra Leone media team. We are not saying we do what we do best, but we are saying it is important that these individuals come to Sierra Leone media and express their concern for what they want, because at the end of the day, we will ask you the question that is the most relevant questions. We know they can interrogate you. You're not a criminal. We know they can antagonize you because we fit to say we need to antagonize you. No, we need to put you into any kind of situation we go make you feel uncomfortable because you now we guest and we get for make sure say we treat you nice and we get for make sure say the platform also treats you nice because we're not going for make you calm and people in the send negative comments and statements about you or maybe abuse you. So from next week, we will continue the one-to-one interviews with flag bearers, them where they aspire for become flag bearers or where they aspire for become presidential candidates for their political parties. So we will resume that back again next week, and we go put out the flyers them for the one then we start with come 2026. So I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to all those watching on Facebook and YouTube, and all the one that we don't send comments so far on this program. And like I said earlier on, Juma is going to be back here soon. It's not just going to be me running this one-man show. I refuse for the monologue, but it look like say I have to. And I see say definitely I go find a way how I will begin drag Mr. Palmer back into the soup because I believe say instead get a lot of contribution then for make with the topic of discussion that we'll get for guests within the next couple of weeks. But don't forget, next week we have the first program of the bus coming up on Sarah J Media YouTube page, specifically on YouTube, because we want for like a begin shift some of the stuff that they do on YouTube slowly for make we build the momentum. But we'll go put a snipers on Facebook anyway. It will not just be a primarily YouTube channel program, but we'll have to do that in the next couple of weeks to come. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and don't forget to follow us on Facebook. And also check out the website because the website still gets information and we could be very useful to on the gallery section of the website. We post all majority of the pictures there of the events they already cover. So you might be in one of those events and Hello, microphone check 1 2 1 2. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Hello, sorry once more for that breaking transmission. I think that was a quick hitch that happens on the platform, and we apologize for that once more. But like I said earlier, when I was just signing off and telling you guys, thank you for all your contribution when I don't make online. And like I say, if you follow we now YouTube, you go able for get we updated program information of the thing that will happen, and we go also able for give you the current program the way they come up. So don't forget to follow us on YouTube. And thank you very much, Matilda, for mentioning the name of the guy we they clean the beach, now Trevor Young. Yes, I remember the name now. And Trevor Young done in a salon for some time now, and he gets programmed the way he run at the province. And he also they look after picking them we they're not abandoned. Well, kind of an orphanage as well. So thank you very much for that, Matilda. And good luck to Trevor. And I believe so you do a very good job in civilian. I'll not say you get faced with so many challenges, but keep the faith. You go benefit from that one day. And people every day around you where they support, they definitely benefit from the hard work of what you do. The beach cleaning is personal, but I think the entire country is benefit from it. Some blessings in the way they say you the comes, but sometimes you don't count them because they will come. It doesn't matter how long or what it take for make it come, you will get a reward day by God power. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to join us again next week for another edition of How the Go Inside the Republic. We will post out the new program flyer for the next program for How the Go. But don't forget, the buzz is going to be out soon, and it get to be done by Buba JT when the host. So thank you very much once more for joining us. On behalf of the Sierra Leone media team, I want to extend me thanks and appreciation to now all. Until next week, sometime we will get another program coming up. So please join us or subscribe to me because you'll get a notification. But until next week, for another edition of How to Go Inside the Republic, I said goodbye and have a great weekend before the weekend comes if you don't see us again online. Thank you very much.